everybody. Welcome back to What's in Your Cupboard. Today we're going over some protein powders. One of them is listener submitted, and the other one is a very popular brand. It was one that I used a lot back in the day of my competing when I did figure competitions in the bodybuilding industry. So we pulled a label of that one off of the website, it was on Amazon, of that label. So I'm getting this shared around, sort of. You want to do the quick rundown on follow us and stuff?
Yeah, go ahead and follow us, like, subscribe, comment, whatever it is for the specific platform. We're on Facebook on 2 different places, YouTube, and we're streaming to Facebook on 2 different places right now, YouTube and Instagram. So wherever you're at, hit those buttons, those likes, those comments. Say hi when you're on. Let us know you're here. And also, if you see our eyes and our heads darting around, we have a screen up here and a screen over there, so we can see comments. Because the comments on the phone are too small, we can't read them.
Yes. So feel free to comment though, because we are reading. That's why we have our video up there. And I'm going to try and actually look at this video today instead of up there when I'm talking. So people on the replay aren't like, why is she staring someplace else? So anyway, we have one listener submitted protein powder for today. And then the other one is just a really popular one that we find a lot. I really wanted to go through protein powders yesterday. We did pre-mixed protein. So if you missed that video, you can go back. It's recorded and posted on our YouTube channel. If you're finding this a month down the road or whatever, well, probably on Facebook, you're not going to find it a month down the road. It's after a month, Facebook. Our children are playing video games, so they're fighting. This is really fun.
Yeah.
So.
Instagram.
Yeah, you're probably not. You're probably not going to find the video on Facebook. But anyway, so you can go back and see all of our other videos. We have them pre-recorded on YouTube. So if you are not following us on YouTube and you're on Facebook and you're seeing this, and you want to make sure you have all of these and you can see all of them, they are recorded and posted onto YouTube. So you can find them there. And yeah. Anyway, so we're doing protein powders today. So this is what's in your cupboard. We decided to do this just to just go over food labels. Oh my goodness, I cannot handle talking while I have a 5-year-old screaming in the background. Okay,
just 1 second.
I'm trying really hard not to overstimulate my brain. Anyway, we started doing this to just kind of see what's in cupboard, what's in our food, what is being added that isn't necessarily necessary, and what are things that we might want to avoid in foods, because whatever it is might get stomach aches or all different things. And so the different there's lots of different additives and preservatives in our food anymore. And so I think going through and finding the things that we know are not good for our bellies and to avoid are beneficial for our health. So there's that. But also, this is a great way also for us to find out, like, hey, maybe this protein powder is a good one, or maybe, this product is a really good one. Sourcing is a huge thing when it comes to it. Also, I will note on these specific protein powders, these are milk-based protein powders. So these are not going to be vegetarian ones, which we could do vegetarian ones next time. But these are not a vegetarian, vegan-based. These are going to be, I guess vegetarian could be milk-based, but vegan-based protein, being from plant sources. This one is animal protein. So animal protein powder, specifically whey proteins. We talked a little yesterday about the difference between the wheys and things like that. The different wheys. So gave a little bit of rundown on that. So our first protein powder is hello Roberta, hi. Our first protein powder, this was the listener submitted one. Yeah, this one and the other one that I pulled for protein powders are two very popular protein powders. Actually, they're the ones I used to drink all the time back in my protein powder drinking day. back in my whey protein powder drinking day when I drank them all the time when I competed. So we're just going to get started right on these lists. So here's our first one.
First one, do you want me to name it?
Sure.
First protein powder is Dymatize.
It's the Dymatize whey protein. So these two proteins are very popular whey protein powders.
First ingredient is hydrolyzed whey protein isolate.
Okay. Interesting. I know whey protein isolate is the basically the isolate. It's the smallest form of protein, so technically the easiest way to be absorbed. The thing with, if you think about a protein powder, you have milk, right? The more you're processing it to get it to be easier to be absorbed into our body, the more stuff. I don't know how to say this. The more processing, it's going through heat, it's going through all different things. It's taking that protein and it's really, there potentially could be denaturing happening, being that the protein powder is getting broken down. So it's probably like how much of that protein in there is actually being absorbed into, or being absorbable, right? They're breaking it down, they're putting it through processing. And the more you do that, just the more things they have to add into it, right? So that's where I get a little, like, I have to really dive. I feel like that's like something I've done a little bit of research on, whereas like the more processing it happens, right? You kind of think about processing stuff, where it's not processed via fermentation, where, I don't know, I feel like fermentation is probably the only really good way to process things that doesn't break it down or burn it or denature the product, or add in icky stuff. So that's just my idea on that. Hydrolyzed, except I think this, oh my gosh, hydrolyzed whey. I feel like half the time.
Whey protein isolate.
What does I just don't even know what the hydrolyze
Okay.
mean. I want to know what the hydrolyzed means in that, because hydrolyzed means the whey protein has been pre-digested through enzymatic hydrolysis, breaking long protein chains into smaller peptides and individual amino acids, making it faster to absorb. So it's basically just like it's a process that they put the protein through to break it down. Pre-digested through enzymatic hydrolysis, which technically that's kind of, hold on, hydrolysis. Definition. Hydrolysis is a chemical reaction where a water molecule breaks down a chemical bond in a compound, splitting it into two or more smaller molecules by adding hydrogen. So you add hydrogen, you add something to it to break it down. My thought on that is, I wanted to check that because I was like, well, this almost kind of sounds like fermentation, but fermentation happens in the process of no oxygen. Nothing's added to it. It's just oxygen is taken away. And so then it changes into something else. So that's not necessarily fermentation. It's a process that just a different process to make it easier to absorb. So anyway, so there's that. Do you have anything to add?
Yes and no. Maybe I'll do it later.
Oh, okay.
Because I have a opinion and a theory that almost every expert disagrees with me on.
Oh,
so I would disagree with them.
So it's his opinion about it. Interesting. Okay, opinion and theory. Okay,
But
that's fair.
maybe,
I don't think opinions are bad. Right? You can have opinions. There's nothing wrong with opinions. Might scare people away. I don't know.
Yeah. So the next ingredient is whey protein isolate.
Okay. So they have a hydrolyzed whey protein isolate, and then they have a whey protein isolate. What's the difference? I mean, it's the processing. What's the difference between whey protein isolate and hydrolyzed whey protein isolate? So hydrolyzed whey protein isolate is essentially a pre-digested whey protein, which we talked about that, broken down into smaller peptides for faster absorption, while whey protein isolate is highly filtered for higher protein content. So as opposed to it being enzymatically changed, it's just filtered more. Is that how I read? Is that right? Is that what it says?
A little bit. this goes to my theory.
Oh, okay. What's your theory? Let's talk about that because I'm really curious.
Okay. So when you break down a protein into its smaller forms, into amino acids, you no longer have a protein. You just have the amino acid chain.
Yes.
And the chain, if they are a chain, maybe they're even broke down just to the single amino acids.
Okay.
Anyway, so if you're breaking them down that much, you're not actually getting any protein.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I mean, amino acids are a building block for protein, but you do need all the essential amino acids to create a protein.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Alrighty then.
Now this is why people disagree with me.
I know, Roberta. Yeah. Why are both needed? That's a good question. She asked why. Go ahead. Keep going.
They come up with, well, the processes in your body when the protein breaks down in your body, they go to a bunch of different places. I'm like, no, I don't think so. But yeah, this is my opinion.
So it says combining. So it says combining, not a D. Combining the two creates a dual action recovery formula. So it says. Offering both rapid amino acid delivery from fast digested hydrogen for immediate muscle repair and a sustained release from the isolate for longer term muscle building support. Okay. So instead of getting it in a nanosecond, you're going to get it in 2 nanoseconds. I mean, so this is also kind of concerning though, because if you're putting like one, they're saying one does it faster than the other.
Right.
However, if you're pushing both of them to do as fast at the same time, you're going to clog up your sensors, your receptors, and you're not going to get other essential nutrients because you need other ingredients. Like you need other, I think a lot of people hear like, oh, I have to get all the protein. It's going to help with recovery. It is still very important to be getting other nutrients at the same time, especially for muscle recovery, that being carbohydrates, because it helps drive that protein into where it belongs. So if you're just getting a ton of protein and you're jamming up the receptors, you're actually not going to be getting hardly any of that protein. You're going to get a small amount of it because it's jammed up the receptors and it can only accept so much. And then yes, protein can be stored as body fat. So it's very possible that a very large percentage of that protein is being stored as body fat. So there's that.
All right.
Anyway, that's interesting. So yeah, anyway, that sounds a little concerning to me, but yeah, so it's basically just, yeah. Okay. Next.
Yeah. And for, we don't have people that are big workout buffs here, but I've always disagreed with taking your branched chain amino acids. That's a everyone in the
BCAAs, everybody in the fitness industry knows what that is.
Yeah, and they think it's great. I'm like, no.
Most of them are filled with a lot of icky stuff.
But even that, my opinion, I always said, well, if you're just getting the right protein, you don't need those branched chain amino acids because they're part of the protein that you're getting.
Eating. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
it is still very important to be getting protein from food rather than supplements. And that's what these are. They're supplements. Yeah.
Yeah. These are the kind of fights,
arguments, disagreements
that I have with a lot of the people in the gym.
Told him to use protein shakes. It's a real replacement. He wanted him to lose weight, so that's interesting. Yeah. So it's honestly, like I would say, so when I was competing, Roberta, when I did competitions, we cut a lot of my protein shakes at the end. And put me on just lean protein, chicken, fish, lean beef. And so that's interesting that the doctor's saying to do that as opposed, because when you're losing weight, you like getting protein and food from natural sources is going to be better for our body than a shake. So if he's using that as like maybe a snack or something in between, maybe, but that's a little concerning in my opinion, to be like the doctor being like, here, lose weight. I mean, you might lose weight. You're going to jam up a bunch of receptors to absorb nutrients.
Yeah, I would disagree with that doctor.
Yeah, I agree with him.
Instead of I would have told the doctor, well, instead of giving this protein shake as a meal replacement, why don't you just eat a steak?
Yeah, why don't you just eat real food?
I mean, not just real, but I mean, just eat a steak. You will, for a few reasons, you'll get better protein.
Yeah. You'll get all your essential amino acids that aren't denatured.
Right. Depending on what kind of steak you're eating, fats are also good for you. Even when you're trying to lose weight, you still need fats. The other thing is that
collagen.
Right, we'll get there. The other thing is that the steak will satiate. So it'll allow your husband to remain satiated longer, so they won't have that feeling of being hungry, and they won't be tempted to go eat something else.
100%. So when I was doing competitions and stuff, when I would drink a shake, I was hungry in 20 minutes. And so like he said, same thing. That's why I got into just really wanting to eat more food as opposed to protein shakes when I was doing competitions, and especially when I was getting leaner for competitions, getting ready for a show. I hated drinking shakes during that time because you're hungry, and I would be hungry. You're hungry a lot, right? You're dieting down to get to a leaner, and that was I rather ate chicken. I was like, I would way rather eat a piece of chicken and some other things. The other thing that I just would have been way happier eating chicken or beef or whatever it was that I felt better when I was doing that. So,
and then Melody, we'll get to your question here pretty quick. Thank you for being on
about
here. About the collagen. Collagen.
If it's in its natural form. I don't know much about collagen and supplement form.
Hey Michelle, how you doing?
Hello. Okay.
And I don't know if they're still here. Instagram. I don't know who you people are.
Instagram. I know. It doesn't say. It's okay. We're good.
Okay. So next ingredients. Everything here has less than 2%. So natural and artificial flavor.
So anytime we see natural and artificial flavors, we can just assume that those are chemicals that are put there for flavor that are not necessarily great for us. So.
Oh, okay. Salt.
Okay.
Soy lecithin.
Soy lecithin. They use that as an emulsifier, which is also used as a filler. So a lot of the times these proteins, if you were to actually take a scoop of protein powder, it'd be a little tiny scoop. The soy lecithin adds bulk. But it also it attaches the protein powder to it and then helps to emulsify it so you get a smoother drink. But it's made with soy, and soy is bad. GMOs, pesticides, all that stuff they use on soy, specifically American soy.
And this is horrible. It is horrible to put in a protein powder because you have a lot of people that drink protein powders are.
I know, Melody. Yeah, that super drink is delicious, and there's no funky weird things in it, Melody, which is awesome. I mean, we could totally go over that. Super drink recipe, or super drink.
Yeah.
There's no added stuff in that, which is awesome about it. It's just it's fermented food. It's just fermented. It's just a drink that's been preserved through fermentation. So that's what these are like.
Okay.
Synthetic proteins.
Yeah. So the soy is bad because men are drinking it after their workout.
Oh.
And you're just decreasing your chest levels, which is one of the things that you need to have up. For many reasons,
Melody,
but especially
totally
if you're lifting weights.
Yep, I do two a day sometimes. Vanessa does 3 a day sometimes. It just depends on. But yeah, you can totally do more than 1 a day. It's just like fermented fruits, vegetables, and herbs. And so yeah, you're totally good. And it's very small. Like the herbs are very small amounts. So okay.
Next ingredient is sucralose.
Sucralose is Splenda, and we talked about that yesterday. If you missed that, Splenda it's an artificial sweetener. My story with that is I used to drink tons of it when I was in the competition industry. It's in most proteins like this. I drank this protein a lot, and then the other protein we're going to be talking about on here. And I used to drink that. Sucralose. It's a Splenda. It's a fake sweetener, and it can cause DNA damage. So if you're damaging your DNA, a few different things, if you're going to have babies, that's not great. Or even if you're not, it can cause problems in your DNA. And if you cause DNA damage, you can cause who knows what, all sorts of different diseases with that.
Any disease you can think of.
Any disease you can think of. Yeah. So, definitely stay away from artificial sweeteners. It was to the point where it made me sick. And I was drinking it for probably 10 years, I would say, maybe longer. I don't know how long I was drinking it consistently for, but
Yeah.
once I stopped, my stomach problems went away, or some of them. I mean, I still was dealing with bloating and gas, but it was terrible stomach pains, and it was really nasty. So, so if you're experiencing anything that's like severe stomach cramping, especially in the evening, trying to think what else I had, just stomach cramping, gas, bloating, specifically in the evening. If you're drinking any kind of artificial sweeteners, stop it for at least a week and see what happens. My mom was doing that. Because it's in a lot of things. It's hidden in a lot of stuff. So, she stopped, and then now she's fine. So.
Nice. And then last ingredient is another artificial flavor, steviol glycosides,
Which
in
is
parentheses stevia.
Stevia is another. It's another one. It's a cleaner form of sweetener than sucralose. However, it gives me stomach aches. It gives me really bad stomach aches also. So I don't know the exact but obviously side effects to that could be stomach aches, gut problems, things like that. So any of those artificial sweeteners can be painful. They're painful. So, yep.
Yeah.
And stevia, of course, comes from a plant. So, but that that's a fake stevia. So obviously, if you're probably growing stevia and you're extracting stevia from a plant, it's going to be better than this ingredient, because that is a synthetic stevia. So.
All right. Nutrition facts. We'll go through the nutrition facts.
Yeah.
1 gram of fat.
Mm-hmm.
Minimal cholesterol, minimal sodium, 2 carbohydrates, 2 grams of carbohydrates,
25 grams.
and yes, 25 grams of protein.
Yeah. So, and that's to say it's 25 grams of protein, but is our body actually absorbing it?
Yeah, and then the other question is, what is the maximum amount of protein your body can absorb at once?
It depends on the person.
It depends on
men
usually the
is
size
more,
of the person.
Yeah, men is more. Women is less.
It's
not very much for women, to be honest.
25 grams is about it.
It's about max.
Yeah.
For women.
Yeah, it's about 25 grams is about the max. Men
depends on muscle mass.
As far as I remember, it's been a long time. As far as I remember, it's 30 grams for men, around that.
And there's so many times, and actually back in the day when I was competing, and I switched over. I hope for one day we can have my old fitness coach do like a stream with us, because he taught me a lot about that. I used to think you just need to shove as much protein as you can, and that's going to help you build all the muscle. And I got to him, and I was eating probably 200 grams of protein a day. And he goes, he dropped me down to, I think, 120 grams of protein a day. And then I started to see increase in muscle. So he lowered my protein because I was getting too much protein, like I kind of talked about at the start of this, is it kind of clogs all your sensors. So you end up storing the rest as fat. You cannot absorb what you can't absorb if there's too much there. So, a lot of people get really excited when they're like, ooh, 50 grams of protein in a serving, way too much. You're not going to use it. And just like sugars, if you don't use it, you store it. And so protein you can store as fat if you're getting too much at once. So it's important to just have smaller serving sizes. And I don't know, I think I remember like there being like, I think I did 21 grams of protein in a serving, and I was doing like 40 at one time before that. And like he dropped it in half. I thought I was going to be really hungry. But I wasn't. I actually felt better eating less protein. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into that. It's muscle mass and your metabolism. Everybody's different.
Yeah. And when I said the size of the person, that's what I meant. I meant the amount of the amount of muscle mass you have on your body, not the amount of fat.
Muscle mass isn't to play into protein, because that's what needs the rebuilding is the protein. Obviously, protein is used for other things too, but it's very important to not get too much protein, because there is such a thing.
All right.
So there's that one.
Collagen. Before we go on to the next one.
Collagen.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm asking you to answer the question of collagen.
So the collagen,
If you use your phone, use it.
I'll use some of it.
Use some of the phone.
I'll use some of the phone. So collagen, if you're getting it from collagen is basically, it comes from bones. I mean, so if you're getting it in a natural form of getting bone broth, so if you have so say you make a roast or something like that, and you have the bones in there, and you keep the broth, that has really good amount of collagen in it. So in its natural form, it's really good. Collagen they have it topically, they have it for in supplemental form as well. I'd be scared of anything supplemental just because we don't know. If it's probably coming, a lot of the times they'll say it's coming from bones or all these different things. But you just got to be careful of the source because you don't want it to be super synthetic and it mess up your stomach. So, yeah, it's good in that sense because collagen is good to help with the elasticity of your skin and stuff. So consuming it is going to be good. It's going to help with your hair, your skin, your nails. I personally have never consumed any supplemental form of collagen. And I have found that just with eating better, that stuff works better. Just with eating a healthier, a healthy diet and a well-rounded diet. There's a lot of things that go into that where, our hair, skin, and nails are highly, highly, highly affected by our gut. And so if our gut is not on and not working correctly, our hair, skin, and nails are going to be affected by that. So a lot of the times before you try to supplement something, fixing your gut is going to be really important before you try to supplement something. I think that's super important to note about everything that we try to supplement is that making sure we're eating good, we're drinking enough water, and our gut is on point, right? We have stuff that's helping make our gut go. And Melody, you're drinking the Koso shake, so you're on the right track with that because that's going to help with your gut microbiome and stuff. So, yeah, I would definitely say that that's kind of that. And then see what it does from there. Collagen, yeah. So anyway, let me look up kind of synthetic or what is collagen. It'll say it's a supplement this is another thing. It says it may be good for you. While studies suggest benefits of hair, skin, and nails. So in this case, it does say a food first approach with protein, vitamin C, zinc, and copper is very important. Is kind of what that says. So it says it may be beneficial, but a food first approach with getting good food is like what I said, right?
Yeah, vitamin C, zinc. And vitamin C and zinc together, they're telling you to, bolster your immune system before you take this.
So anyway, yep. I don't know if that answered the question.
I guess. She just wanted to know about it. Is it good?
Yeah.
Go ahead and if you.
Yeah, if I didn't answer the question, or if you have any other questions, let me know about that because there was kind of a breakdown of that.
All right, next.
So that's right. Oh, okay, we'll talk about that with this.
What? Oh, yeah.
Thing we talked about. That one thing,
One thing. Next is Optimum, if I can speak, Optimum Nutrition.
Yeah, Optimum Nutrition Whey Protein. This is the gold standard. Yeah, so
right.
Here we go.
First ingredient, protein blend. In parentheses, whey protein isolate, whey protein concentrate, hydrolyzed whey protein.
What's the difference between hydrolyzed whey protein isolate and just hydrolyzed whey protein?
We went through that already.
Oh no, but this is it's hydrolyzed whey protein, not hydrolyzed whey protein isolate. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So what is the difference between that? What is the difference between hydrolyzed whey protein and whey protein isolate? Or I guess I should have asked hydrolyzed whey protein isolate.
Hydrolyzed whey protein.
Hold on. What is the difference between hydrolyzed whey protein and I'm going to say hydrolyzed because that other one was hydrolyzed whey protein isolate. So now I'm curious what the difference between those two are. Hydrolyzed whey protein is a whey protein ice, so it's the same thing. That is further processed to break into smaller peptides. Wait, okay, so I think it's just interchangeable. It sounds like that's the same thing. They just don't make it out to be the isolate, but it's probably the isolate. So it's basically the same thing as the hydrolyzed whey protein isolate. Okay, so whey protein isolate. So whey protein concentrate is well, now we know about 4. That's a new one. But so there's 4 different types of proteins, and each of them absorb at different levels. So you have casein protein, which is the slowest absorbing one. Whey protein concentrate, which is the next slowest absorbing one. Whey protein isolate, which is faster, and then the fastest is the whey protein isolate, hydrolyzed whey protein isolate. So you have those 4 types of protein. So the concentrate is here. Basically, this is giving you a mix, so you absorb them at different time frames. However, when we get into the casein protein and the concentrate, those hurt your belly a lot more than isolates, partly because, and you had said this, so it makes sense, with the isolate, they are breaking that protein down so much from the milk, it's milk protein, that it doesn't affect your, if you're lactose intolerant or have lactose issues, the isolate doesn't affect that as much, which almost goes to your theory about it breaking it down to no longer being milk. So
being a
protein, yeah, no longer being a protein. So the concentrate and the casein, so in this case it was the concentrate, is a slower digesting. So this is giving you multiple kinds. Does it say it's gonna digest quicker and then slower is kind of what's going on there. But the concentrate is more, it can hurt your belly more. It definitely hurts my stomach more. So, but again, processed proteins.
All right, next ingredient, cocoa powder. So this must, in parentheses, processed with alkali.
It's hailing.
It's hailing. I don't know if you can hear that. So this is the chocolate flavored. So that's why the cocoa powder is in there.
Right. This is the chocolate flavored one. So the cocoa chocolate is in there. Cocoa, that's processed with alkali. That is the Dutch processed, right? Is that the Dutch processed cocoa? Yeah, that they're basically processing with a preservative, essentially. And it's a cleaner. Oh, if that's the right way to put that. But it's just a way to process the cocoa to make it last longer. So it's the thing they use to process the cocoa is not great for our bellies. It hurts the stomach.
Next ingredient, sunflower and or soy lecithin.
Okay, so the and or, anytime you see an and or on a label, they're using one or the other or both, just whichever's cheapest or easily available. So it could be soy lecithin, it could be sunflower lecithin. I'm curious though, because soy lecithin is, again, it's a filler. And the lecithins, it's a filler. It's really bulky. They use it to emulsify the liquid. But when you're using soy, it's GMOs, lots of pesticides, all of that. So I'm curious, what's the difference between sunflower lecithin and soy lecithin? Obviously, it's made with a different thing. Soy lecithin is cheaper. Sunflower, so this is, okay, hold on, let me just not scroll yet. Sunflower comes from sunflower seed, usually cold press. Usually it's cold press and solvent free. So the sunflower lecithin is better than the soy lecithin. This is super interesting. Oh my gosh, my brain's going crazy right now, and I have to just finish what I'm doing right now first before I start speaking. So the sunflower lecithin, it's not processed with a chemical. Soy lecithin is processed with a chemical. It's higher in cost. So sunflower lecithin is higher in cost. Soy lecithin is lower in cost. It's non-GMO, so it says allergen-free, organic, clean label is the sunflower lecithin. So, why are they doing and or? Okay, so they use the and or label, like I said, they can interchangeably use soy lecithin and sunflower lecithin whenever they want. And they don't need to tell you, they just put and or and they're covered. So I'm concerned with this because that's really sneaky. That's like they could put and they can mix it if they want. They can say it's both. They can mix it, they can do one or the other. And so they could put, yes, it's deceptive, it's sneaky. Like they could literally put a tablespoon of soy lecithin in this entire batch, or sorry, sunflower lecithin in this entire batch, and the rest be soy lecithin and be like, look, it's good for you. And they can say, oh, it has sunflower lecithin. Like there's no, when they do that, there's nobody coming in and going, okay, make sure that there's this much of the better stuff for you so you can say that. Like they can use whatever they want. They can do it, or they can do it one day out of the whole year, and the rest of the time they're using soy lecithin. So, wow.
Yep.
That's, oh my gosh.
Next ingredient is natural and artificial flavor.
Okay, so we have more of that natural and artificial flavorness.
And then the last ingredient is acesulfame potassium.
Isn't that the sweetener?
I think so.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay, that's the one. It's a new sweetener. Acesulfame.
That is not how you how it's spelled. Maybe I pronounced it wrong. ACE SUL FAM.
Oh my gosh.
It's not going.
ACE
SUL.
SUL
There it is.
Acesul. Yeah, we looked this up recently. So it's a new sweetener. This is a new sweetener to me. It's really, really sweet. So it's a fake sweetener. It's a substitute, heat soluble. Anytime it says FDA approved, I'm like, that's nice. I don't know if I trust all of their approvals. So people do have allergies to this, but there's people who have allergies to the other ones too. So some studies suggest link-altered gut microbiota, gender-specific effects in animals, and a potential, though debated link to
precocious puberty.
Precocious, what does that mean? Early puberty? Maybe?
Sounds like
Early puberty?
Precocious.
And this medical news today. So that gives like a couple. So anyway, that doesn't sound like a great thing to be. That does not sound like a great thing to be consuming. Let's do acesulfame side effects. Oh my gosh.
Precocious puberty is early puberty. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So like it's linked to that. That's not good. Oh my gosh. Acesulfame. Why can't potassium, right?
Yeah.
Side effects. I'm going to go over here, side effects, and see what it says. So there's that sweetener. It's aspartame. Hold. No, sorry, it's not. I read that wrong. But so it's, hold on. Oh, that's what it is. Oh my gosh. Acesulfame. Potassium side effects. There we go. Sorry, that was wrong. I said that wrong. Don't listen to me. It's not aspartame.
Disregard.
Acesulfame is generally recognized as a safe, but regulators. So it has side effects like gut microbiome changes. So that's terrible. It changes your gut. That's like the first thing it says is it changes your gut. So, we should all bodybuilders should be taking Coso in my so it changes your gut. It causes glucose intolerance. metabolic issues, obesity, diabetes, liver, kidney problems, obviously, because it's going to, my gosh, it's going to, it has to be processed through your liver and kidney. So it's just causing pressure on that. Potential links to cancer. Wow. Yeah, it changes your, wow. Okay, so there's that sweetener in that one. So they took out the sucralose. A lot of people were using sucralose. It was aspartame, then it was sucralose. Sometimes it's stevia, but stevia has a really icky flavor. So now they're using that sweetener in place of that. So
yeah. In one serving, this one has 24 grams of protein. 24 grams of protein,
yeah. So that's not awesome. That is, I mean, really it comes down to, and this is my I created this opinion on protein supplements, like protein, animal protein, whey protein supplements back in my competition days, is that it's really not the best source of protein for your body. We really need to be consuming real animal protein, not highly processed proteins, highly processed through chemicals and processed through systems. It's highly processed protein powders into that. And like, I'm not trying to like sit here and like sell the Coso product, but the Coso product is not processed in any other way but through fermentation. They process it with fermentation, and that is a natural form of preserving the product. It's not, and it actually breaks down the product to be bioavailable for our body, and not our body's not going to be confused as to why it's getting something like, what the heck is these weird amino things that you're throwing in my body right now that's blocking all the systems. And I mean, so my personal opinion, yeah, like a long time ago, was just eat real protein, just eat chicken, just eat fish, just eat eggs, just eat, drink real milk. What else? I mean, beef. He's the beef man. He's the beef. But grass beef is really good for you, actually. There's been a big giant, I think, go against beef in the past, back 20 years ago or something. It's shifting a little bit. You're seeing more people go eat beef, eat real butter, eat this stuff, because it's not really that stuff that's hurting our bodies. It's all the stuff that's the fake stuff, right? The seed oils and all those sorts of things that are hurting our bodies more than the beef fat and the animal fat. And so that was my opinion I formed a long time ago. So I basically chucked grass-fed beef. Yeah, grass-fed beef is really good because they're leaner, all of that. And then they're not corn. It's not the corn, back down the corn rabbit hole. But eating real protein, eating real meat, none of this bioengineered business that's also starting to come out.
Yeah. Here's the other thing that I forgot to mention about the bioengineered corn is...
we didn't talk about that one thing.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the bioengineered corn. The explanation or the reasoning behind this, why they bioengineered it, was they weren't going to use it for food. It was only going to be used they were going to use that corn as the fuel source for ethanol.
Oh.
And then after they get it approved and it's all okay, then they use it for food.
Of course. Wow. It does. It tastes so different. You're right, Roberta. It totally does. It's so much more yummy. We don't eat a lot of store-bought. I mean, we buy a cow from a local butcher. So we've been doing that for the last few years. And it's so important to be getting food from real sources and not the bioengineered stuff. So one thing we didn't talk about with the protein powders yet, I don't know if you had a lead into it or I can just go.
With the Optimum Nutrition specifically, there are other proteins that this fell under, but not the first one that we went through.
Dymatize did not. Dymatize didn't fall under it necessarily. It kind of had a blanket statement about it that it may not be affected.
Okay, so anyways, you're getting into the explanation of that before you tell them what we're talking about.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. You can go into what we're talking about first. All right, so if you're not going, I'll do it then.
Yeah, go ahead.
recently there was a study that came out that several of these protein powders tested high for heavy metals. And the Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard specifically was one of them.
Yeah, and this came out like 2 months ago. It's like October 2025 is when that report came out. So yeah, the Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard tested high in heavy metals. There's a list, you can find a list online too of all the different ones that test high in heavy metals. But I mean, a lot of it just comes down to, I mean, in my opinion, almost that doesn't surprise me factor. They're putting it through highly processed processes. Like, of course, there's going to be heavy metals in it. Like, it's almost to the point where you kind of can't avoid it. So, you know, and then there's a lot of other ones that say, like, we looked up the Dymatize one also, and it said, it didn't say yes, but it didn't say no. So, you know, if there's not a clear yes or no, they don't know, and probably.
They don't know, or they do know.
They do know, and they're being paid. They're paying somebody off not to put it out there.
There's that, or they could have been right on the cusp of what they consider.
Right.
This is high, and this is
low.
You know, whatever
this
that
is
line
healthy,
is.
This is
they
not
could have
healthy.
been right
yes,
there.
It could have been right there. You're right. Yeah. Yep. It could have been on the level, but not quite there yet. So you just don't know at that point. Now it's kind of like, well, I don't want to eat any protein powders like that because it's got all the heavy metals in there. But yeah, so that's protein powders, just 2 of them. There's lots out there. And that was, again, animal-based protein powder. That was whey protein, milk-based protein. So I think we should I think it'd be fun to do some vegetable-based ones too. We'll probably do that on our next live. So we're going to be doing these twice a week, Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Yeah, but next week,
obviously
we'll
not, because we'll do one on
sure.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
We'll do one Tuesday.
Eve, we won't
Yeah.
be doing that Christmas Eve.
And if you ever have suggestions or requests, or if you want to submit labels to me, you can message them to me, email me, whatever you want to do. If you're like, hey, can you go over this thing? We'll do it. We're happy to. I'm excited to help people just break down the labels too. I mean, it's kind of fun to do it. So if you ever want us to deep dive in on anything that, you know, you have, or if you even still also, if you just message me and you're like, hey, can you give me a quick rundown of whether you think that's good or not? I'm happy to help you with that too. Because I can tell all the things. I can help. Yeah. So.
All right.
Anyway. Thank you guys
Thanks
for
for
watching.
watching.
We
us.
will see you guys next week. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.